What's up? So, I promise this video will be a lot happier than the last one. Sorry if I made you guys all sad in the last video, but yeah, things have been crazy, you know, and since we're upstairs, guess what that means? No masks today, but we're gonna look at one-sheet posters, yes. I've got two new binders from Baroque Portfolio filled. I think I showed you the first of three that are filled so far. I still have a fourth one I'm filling right now. This is like an endless thing because there's so many movie posters here. Especially after bringing home a lot of Frank's posters. It's crazy how many one-sheets are in the collection now. So I am proud to say that a lot of Frank's posters are now part of my collection, and it's mind-blowing, the things that one man collected all these years, you know. We probably, I thought I had a lot of posters. Frank had a lot of posters. So let's go, and these are all mixed up, so it's not just going to be all 50s posters or 60s or 80s. It's all mixed up, so won't be boring for those of you that don't like 80s stuff or those of you that don't like the 60s stuff. Who knows what's going to be going by page. So this will be cool. All right, here we go. Alright, I wish there was a way I could like mount this camera somewhere up high and then have my hands would be free, but not happening. This is such a big portfolio. This is 27 by 41. Okay, this is full one sheet size, and I recently put some images of it in a poster group, and someone's like giving me the little emoji, like your posters are probably 36 by 24, you're saying, because you have them in a portfolio? I go, no. These are all legit. These aren't reprints. These aren't shrunk down images. These are the real deal movie posters. Okay, so I said, no. You can buy one sheet size portfolios. Go to Baroque Portfolios. I put the name in every video. I'll put it on the screen again, but these are so cool. All right, let's start with this one, Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. I also have the day bill for this downstairs, but the one sheet is cooler because it's got all the images inside, you know, the hood of the skull here. The day bill, it's more of like a blank hood. It doesn't have all the cool little pictures in there, which is really neat. Good old Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. All right, now we're gonna gently, boom. All right. So far, we're gonna start off with some older stuff, you know, 60s and 70s. Westworld. Who doesn't like Westworld? I'm sure someone out there doesn't like it, but great old poster, Yul Brynner. Love it. Blood Orgy of the She-Devils. I've always loved the illustration on this poster. You know, it's awesome. I think I have the lobby cards downstairs for this too. But really cool poster. All right, next. Blood from the Mummy's Tomb, and then The Evil of Frankenstein. Really cool poster with an actual image of Frankenstein, the Frankenstein monster on it. So that's pretty neat. Okay. This is one of my favorite posters in the whole collection. Frankenstein 1970. And unfortunately, these are plastic pages, so we're getting a glare, you know, but as you can see, that's a glare on the plastic sheet and not the poster itself. Cannibal Girls. I love I love the poster for this. I love the lobby cards. I got a bunch of lobby cards for this film. Maybe like 2 different sets, I believe. All kinds of crazy images, but isn't that awesome? Now that is great artwork for this old movie. And then those of you that don't know this film, do not be mistaken that this is a 1970 movie. It came out in 1958. Awesome, awesome posters though. I love this era of poster, 50s and 60s. Holy smokes. Beautiful Curse of the Werewolf. And then the Curse of Frankenstein will haunt you forever. Great image of Christopher Lee's head there. Man, just look at that. Isn't that great? I showed this in a previous video with some other smaller ones, but what a beautiful poster that is. Great art. I just love the color they used in the original painting, you know. I love everything about this poster. And then the yellow type at the top it's perfect. Creeping Flesh and The House That Dripped Blood. God, I love this movie. I'm a big Ingrid Pitt fan. This movie, it's a long movie because the stories just go on and on and on, you know, but this was always an image I remembered from a kid seeing this in Fangoria. You know, there was on one of the old Fangoria issues, they showed this somewhere in the magazine, I remember, and I always remembered like, oh, she's hot, but look at her face. It's a skeleton mouth. Took me years to finally see that movie, but I love it. I love it. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Carefully. All right. Mausoleum and Macabre. I just watched this the other night again. I am a big William Castle fan. I love all of all of the movies he gave us. It's crazy. Mausoleum, that's a great poster. 1983 on that one. All right, let's go here. Kiss of the Vampire and the Pit and the Pendulum. I love all of the old Vincent Price, Edgar Allan Poe films. Like, they're some of my favorite movies to watch. Late at night, I'll watch 2 or 3 in a row. You know, I'll binge them, and I love getting lost in those old films. I love the old sets. I'm a huge Vincent Price fan. I mean, who is not? Who doesn't love Vincent Price? But, God, I love these old movies. And having the posters now, a lot of these old ones were Frank's, you know. And it's amazing having these, you know, and having them in this portfolio where I can actually look at them. Look at that. Return of the Fly and the Dunwich Horror. Two good movies. I love this one a lot. I love the Return of the Fly. Definitely one of my favorite movies. The Gates of Hell. Reminds you of another poster we just looked at? That poster totally looks like the Mausoleum, you know, like they all stole that artwork for that poster. You know, at least the composition and some of the colors, you know what I mean? Totally reminds me of each other. Eaten Alive. This was one of Frank's crazy old posters. I had to keep it and put it in here in the portfolio. This is an old Tobe Hooper movie, and I don't remember ever seeing it. So I need to watch this film. This is one poster where I own the poster. I have not seen the film. This one. So if Frank had the poster, it's got to be a good old crazy movie. And I mean, good. B movies are good to me. I love hokey B movies. So, you know, I'm not saying it's going to be like Star Wars or something. Phantom of the Paradise. What a crazy movie that is. I love that flick. I love Phantom of the Paradise. I love his crazy voice in it, you know, when he's talking and it's like that weird robot sound voice. It's creepy. I love that about that film. And there's a lot of funny shit in that movie. This one of the most iconic images. If you were reading Fangoria back in the day, this was like, You know, one of those things that just burned in your brain as a kid. And of course, Caroline Munro is in this film, one of my favorite women of all time. What else we got here? All right. One of the best posters ever. Scream and Scream Again. Weird, crazy old movie. I've watched it a few times. I actually like the poster better than I like the film. But that's so cool. You know, that the acid or flesh is all boiling off there. There's a classic, Squirm from 1976. I'm sure a lot of you are going to know that movie. See, there's some cool stuff in here so far. Yeah, it's a good mixture, you know. 50s through the 70s, through the 80s. Lady Frankenstein, and then It, the Terror from Beyond Space. I cannot believe I have this poster. Like, this to me is awesome. I love the old science fiction B movies are just as important to me as watching Frankenstein, because I love this era of space movies, you know, guys in costumes. Like, that whole era of B movie is so embedded into my brain. All these old films, you know, I've seen them over and over and over. And I used to buy the old videotapes, like these old cheap VHS tapes, and watch them in my room on my little tiny TV. Now I can stream them all over and over and over, you know, and just watch them anytime I want, which is great. But still, it's, you know, it's not the same as watching them on a VHS tape. But I do like to stream a lot of these B movies, because there's a lot of them. Surprisingly, there's a lot of them available on different platforms these days, you know, for streaming. Look at that. The Horror of Dracula and the Reptile. Those are two killer posters. Look at that sucker. I wish I had a gigantic mansion and I could frame every single one of these and look at them on the walls. It drives me nuts. But I mean, this is the next best thing, because otherwise these would be rolled up in tubes in a closet and you would not be able to see them, you know. You'd pull them out every 5 or 6 years, like, oh yeah, I forgot I had that poster. Those days are gone, man. I can come up here, look at these things at any time. I could take the pages out, move them around, you know, sell. If I sell a poster, it's easy to get to it. I don't really sell posters, though. I mean, I sell some stuff, but not the good stuff. Here you go. Old Dennis Hopper film, Queen of Blood, Planet of the Vampires, classic Mario Bava right here. Planet of the Vampires. Look at this amazing illustration here. Isn't that great? That is awesome. I love the coloring on that artwork there. It's so cool with the green face. I felt these two should go side by side in here and they look good together. All right, ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Ho, 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 ho. Now this is one of my favorite posters I've ever owned in my life. The Brain That Wouldn't Die. I will be doing a special video on just this film in time, and you will know why when the time comes. There's some special things about this film that I really can't get into right now, but my God, I love this movie. And that's an amazing poster. I haven't seen one of these sell in a long time, and I was recently looking at a day bill for this. I was possibly going to buy, but I passed on it. Here, Blood of the Vampire. Awesome artwork. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes there. Excellent. Oh my God. I just watched this last night. Fiend Without a Face. Now that is one heck of a poster. Look how nice the coloring is on it too. Gorgeous original. It's got a little, like a little tape mark here. You know, that stuff doesn't bother me. I mean, it's still is still in amazing condition. This is an old folded version. I think they were all folded back then, you know, this poster. Horror of the Zombies. Yeah, so the original Tombs of the Blind Dead is like a Spanish, Portuguese horror film. I highly recommend this movie. Not only are the Templar demons or ghosts amazing, there's some hot, gorgeous women in this film. So, poster's cool. It's monochromatic. It's all purple ink, but still really neat. I believe this was 1974. The other film was 1972. Look at that. So, this here is an original Revenge of the Jedi poster before they changed the name to Return of the Jedi, of course. Two great Star Wars posters. This is actually the 15th anniversary one sheet. I do have an original Star Wars one sheet somewhere rolled up. I should dig that out and show you guys, but this is a real deal Revenge of the Jedi poster. Obviously before the name change. But the artwork on this is amazing. Hildebrandt artwork, of course. And here we go. These are genuine. The Empire Strikes Back. This is known as the Gone with the Wind Empire poster. You know, that artwork is pretty much taken or borrowed from the Gone with the Wind artwork. There was a little controversy with this poster back then. Billy D. Williams was like, where am I at? So I think, and I'm not an expert here, but I think when he bitched about it, they stopped printing these. I think. So there's his name, but his face isn't on there. So this is a really cool Empire poster. I love that it has Vader's helmet like that. That is badass. Really, really cool. Cool that they called it Empire Strikes Back Star Wars 2 here. That's pretty wild, huh? Pretty. Because it's not 2, right? It's, what, 5? Number 5? That's the advanced one sheet. Fright Night Part 2. And Fright Night Part 2. I love it because Jamie Murray is in it. And that kid that plays Evil Ed, he's alright. You know, he's got a funny, crazy laughter that, you know, is not the same as the original, of course, at all. But I don't mind that movie. I like it. I watched it several times. Frankenhooker. Classic. Remember the old VHS tape at the video store? You'd push it, the little button on the front, and go, want a date? With that little voice. I do have a really nice Frankenhooker VHS tape. That's one of the more sought after horror tapes that sells for some decent money out there. Good old Funhouse poster. This is one of 2 images I know of that was used on the one sheets. The other one had like the, you know, the clown face looking at you. I like this one a lot though. Love this version. So creepy. Ah, The Gate. Who doesn't love The Gate? What a crazy movie. You watch this movie now and it's like, man, there's some dark shit in that film, you know? Really dark stuff going on with the old devil. But man, this movie, when we were kids, my brother and I would watch it over and over. So many awesome moments in that film. What a weird standalone horror film that is just crazy, you know? Escape from New York, one of my favorite films of all time. Snake Plissken. My God, who doesn't love John Carpenter films, you know? I will never get tired of watching this movie. When I was a kid, it scared me. I was like, oh my God, Could you imagine being trapped in there? It was like so scary to me. All these people running around with weapons, and it's so awesome. I love it. But man, it's funny how it scared me as a little kid. That's great. Aha! The Beast Within. Look at that beautiful poster. Gorgeous condition. One sheet. Next to it, Altered States. Now, how... I know you 80s, late 70s, and 80s horror film fanatics are going to love these two posters as much as I do. What else we got here? Scanners. Two versions of the Scanners posters. I think this image was used on the Italian VHS box cover or something like that. Somebody in the poster group told me where that was used on one of the box covers. That is the classic, of course, Scanners artwork. But I love both of these posters. So cool. Good old Cronenberg. What is next? Spasms and Wolfen. Man, there's two old school titles there, huh? When's the last time you watched Spasms? God, I haven't seen this movie in years. 83. When did Wolfen come out? I don't remember. So 1981 and 1983. These titles and these posters really bring me back to being a little kid. Just that time period, that was like, to me, in my mind, pinnacle VHS era. Going with my parents to the video store, staring at all the horror titles, you know, and they would always rent horror movies to bring back home. Thank God. And then they'd say, you guys can't watch this. Then my brother and I would, as soon as my parents were gone for a day, we'd put those horror tapes right in and watch them all. Man, Extro and Friday the 13th, 7, The New Blood. This wasn't always one of my favorite posters, but it is really cool with the big knife down the center. And there are better Friday the 13th posters in my opinion, but this is still a great one. And I'm still filling up binders. Now this is one of my favorite. If I had to pick out one of my top favorite Friday the 13th images, it's Jason Lives, Part 6. I also have cardboard standee of this image, which is cool. Kill or Be Killed. House one sheet. I also have the full-size theater standee for House, which is really neat. It's got to be kind of rare. I don't think I've ever seen another standee out there full size. I'm sure they exist, but I've never seen another one. Oh yeah, here we go. This era once again, you know. God, I love it. The Hunger and the Dead Zone. I just picked up the Dead Zone in 4K. They had it at Best Buy, and I don't know if you guys heard, but Best Buy, as of very soon, will no longer carry DVDs, anything, any type of media, all gone, as far as movies. So if you're one that collects Blu-rays or 4K discs, I realize there's much better places to find them than Best Buy, but I'm just telling you, they had a lot of cool horror titles recently on 4K discs, and this was one of them I picked up. So, the good old Dead Zone. I love Cronenberg, and I love Christopher Walken. The Hunger. There's a lot of things I love about this movie. Yeah, David Bowie, but of course, Bauhaus in the beginning. So fucking classic. Susan Sarandon. Alright, what is next? What is next here? Woohoo! The Howling and They Live. there's little marks in the plastic, like you'll see little weird lines and stuff, but the posters are pretty nice examples. God, my brother and I watched this movie. It's what seems like a million times when we were kids. This is one of the greats. It's such a fun one to watch now because of the memories it brings back. You know, good old Roddy Piper. Thank God I got to meet him before he passed away. All right, Jason Takes Manhattan. Actually, now that I think of it, I've got two versions of this poster. I was going to sell one to a friend of mine, but I think it's got a huge hockey mask on it. I don't think it looks like this one. I could be wrong. Jason Takes Manhattan and Rocky Horror Picture Show. This is absolutely one of my favorite movies ever. Rocky Horror. Oh my God. I remember the first time I went to see this on the big screen with my friend. We were at the Drag Racing Nationals in like 1987 or 1988. And we had his dad's car for the night. And we're in downtown Indianapolis. And I go, man, that movie theater, we passed it on the way in. Said they're playing the Rocky Horror Picture Show. We should go watch that. I never got to see it. I could do a whole video on just that evening and how incredible it was seeing this for the first time and foolishly telling everyone in line that we'd never seen it before. Ooh boy. They auctioned us off in front of the whole theater. It was amazing. I from that moment on, I adored this movie. I still do. The music, Tim Curry, everything about this film I love. I mean, it's just one of the greats. All right, let's go on to the next portfolio and see what the heck is in there. All right, here we go. Woohoo! From Hell It Came. I think if you watched if you were lucky to catch the Christmas special, I showed this poster. Anyway, this is one I just got. This is my most recent poster purchase. This is an original, and I love this crazy old hokey film. I love it, love it, love it. Those of you that have seen it will probably agree how great it is. You know, this guy gets stabbed in the heart with a dagger. He comes back as a big tree monster and kills the villagers. Like it's all in the jungle. You got to see this film. Love it. I can't believe I got a original one sheet at a great price. So now, jumping ahead to the 80s, Night of the Demons and Leatherface. That poster was on my bedroom wall in the late 80s. Or did this come out in 1990? When did this come out? I think so. Night of the Demons, one of my favorite movies. I also have the stand-up with the blinking eyes, which I used to have in my old bedroom too, but I got a brand new one now in the box. What else is going to be in here? There should be some cool posters in here. This binder is going to be all over the place. Ooh, here we go. Beautiful examples here. These are rolled one sheets. It's funny, I posted these in a poster group recently, just a picture of them, and people couldn't believe I had rolled versions of the Nightmare on Elm Street posters here, which tells me these are probably somewhat rare. You know, I'm a big mask collector. Those of you that follow the channel know that. I'm a poster fanatic, but I'm not an expert on one sheets. Okay, so I don't know if this is super rare or it's not. All I know is I love it. Okay, I have another version of this, by the way, too. So this isn't the only part 5 I have. I got another one with a white border, which you'll see. But these are gorgeous examples. So if you have these portfolios, you don't want to grab this and turn it by the corner. You want to go way up in the middle, okay? And pull the whole sheet over, okay? You'll risk crinkling anything, you know? Halloween 4 and 5. Here's a case where the posters are much better than the movies. Those of you that know me very well know that I can't stand a lot of the Halloween films, but I love these posters. These are great posters. I love Halloween 1, I love Halloween 2, and I love Halloween 3. 4, I like. 4's got its moments. The Vincent Drugstore stuff is amazing. All the Myers movies after that suck, in my opinion. Especially the new ones. They're just terrible. This I got for my daughter. The original Nightmare Before Christmas one. Her eyes popped out of their sockets when she saw me unroll this. And I said, look what I got you. That is her movie. I think one day I'm going to do a video on her collection because she's got an amazing Nightmare Before Christmas collection in the other room. Video Dead poster, original folded version. There's an alternate artwork poster for this that sells for a shitload of money, but this is not that one. Cool artwork. I have a mini poster, mini version of this as well. So now let's go to the next. Dead Ringers. God, I love this movie. This is a weird one. If you guys haven't seen this movie, I'm sure a lot of you have. Jeremy Irons does a great job at playing twin brothers in this. And it's a very macabre, film. It's very, I don't know how to explain it. I just love it. Back in the days of going to the video store and when my room was all crazy, this is one of those movies I would just watch over and over and over. I loved it. Still love it. The Keep. Love this film. I love the poster. There was an old Fangoria issue where they showed images from this movie. You guys will know. You old timers like my age that read Fangoria will absolutely know what I'm talking about. All right, look at this. 2 incredible rolled one sheets for Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and 3. Dream Warriors, Freddy's Revenge, Dream Warriors. These are perfect. Pretty damn perfect condition. You'll see, oh boy. You'll see the plastic. That's the plastic. That's not the poster. But you'll see little, like maybe little air bubbles and stuff here and there. But that's the plastic sheets. It's not the posters. Just gorgeous though. These guys in the poster group were they were all commenting on these two and how great these posters were. They're like, wow, you got rolled versions? I'm like, yeah, I didn't know they were that rare. Boom, that's a good one. The Stuff. Good poster there. And that is a rolled one, which I know that is rare. And of course, another Howling poster. I think I have another one of these, but it's a different version of the artwork. I think that image is smaller in the middle or something. Incubus, Inseminoid. These are 2 off the wall old school films. Love both of these. Love these movies. Nightbreed. I love Nightbreed. It's such a weird movie. That takes me back to the days of I was obsessed with Clive Barker and everything that man did. So Nightbreed has a special place in my heart. I have all the old Hellraiser comics. Hellraiser films are important to me. Friday the 13th, the whole bloody collection poster. How cool is that? These video posters are starting to bump up in price, I've noticed. I have another couple here as well coming up. Child's Play and, of course, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I think this is a foreign version, maybe. See, that's the thing. I don't know every detail on every poster, but I think that could be a foreign Child's Play version right there. All right. I don't even know what's in here. That's the fun part. I'm having just as much fun as you guys. Another Nightbreed. That classic image. That's what you see on the VHS box cover. I remember. I have that on VHS. Here's a cool Hellraiser 3. I think this is a video poster. Yeah, that's a cool Hell on Earth poster. I think it's a video poster, like video release poster. It's not for the comics, definitely for the film. But it's not like official one sheet, you know. I think it's just a video store poster. Original Beetlejuice one sheet, Bride Reanimator. God, I could watch these movies over and over and over. The Beetlejuice, I love this film just as much as probably all of you do, but this poster I got for my daughter. That's one we would watch over and over when she was little. We still do. Now she's on a Back to the Future kick, though, and I can't break it. And, oh yeah, this is hers. These are hers, too. Child's Play 2 and 3. Gorgeous rolled one sheets. These are my daughter's. Perfect condition. You know, and I'm not like I said, I'm not a poster fanatic. I don't know if these are, you know, 8.5 or a 9, but you know, they're just beautiful. They're gorgeous. They look flawless, you know, so yeah, they're nice posters. I don't know poster grading. I'm sure in time I'm going to start getting more into that. Look at that. Scream Greats, the old Tom Savini poster there. That's amazing. There's times I think I want to have him autograph it, but I don't know. I may just leave it as is. I know I'll be seeing him at one of the next shows, but that's such a great poster with some of the best iconic Savini moments of all time. More Friday the 13th video posters. These are awesome. Smaller ones now, so I got both of them in one section of the binder here. Man, Friday the 13th. That was another thing. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful I'm the age I am, because I lived through the whole Friday the 13th saga from start to finish, you know, and that you had to be, you know, if you were there, you know how amazing it was waiting for the new film to come out. It was like so epic. And what a time to be alive. You know, 80s horror to me, there's different pinnacles in horror. Like there's the 1930s and the Frankenstein and the Mummy films, which is the golden era. But I tell people there's another golden era, and it was the late 70s and early 80s. I mean, that to me is pinnacle of horror, just as much as the old 40s, 30s and 40s stuff. Blue ratings box, Halloween 1 poster. I think I have 3 of these now. I have a rolled one in the portfolio that's under the bed that is absolutely perfect. Then I have this folded version. Then I have another one that's framed with Jamie Lee Curtis, John Carpenter's signature, and I think Nancy Loomis signed it too. So I think I got all 3 signatures on there. I'm going to have to dig that out of the basement and bring it up here. It's framed. All right. The Fog. Speaking of Jamie Lee Curtis and Children of the Corn, 2 of my favorite old movies. Anything Carpenter does, I love the music. I love the sounds in the films he does. All the crazy synthesizer sounds and stuff. Like that stuff makes a John Carpenter movie. You know, all those little elements that he puts in them is just incredible. Children of the Corn is just a movie I've loved since I was a kid. You know, I love, because we have a lot of cornfields in the Midwest, and it's just one of those movies that is special to me. There it is, Tombs of the Blind Dead, right there. Man, there's some gorgeous women in this movie. There's some hot, some babes in this film. I love it. I can watch that over and over. Society, talk about one crazy flick. That is one of the weirdest, craziest movies. If you like practical effects, this delivers. Society. I'm not gonna say one thing. Just go watch it. It's crazy. Crazy. Aha! Look at that old Suspiria poster original folded one sheet. Really weird version. I like this one a lot though, compared to the other style poster. Swamp Thing, this is a movie my brother and I loved so much. Back in the 80s, HBO, I mean, if you weren't watching Creepshow, you were watching Swamp Thing. It seemed like those two movies were playing over and over and over and over. Turn this big old TV on, clunk, boom. The screen would come on, you make a noise. You turn your TV on, it would be like, make crazy noises. And when that screen would come on, be like, oh my God, Swamp Thing's on. We would watch that movie over and over. I need to pull that one out and watch it soon. Young Frankenstein and The Serpent and the Rainbow. Two of my all-time favorites. This is a movie my dad would play when I was a kid. We would watch this especially on New Year's Eve, we would rent. My dad we'd go to the video store and rent 25 VHS tapes for New Year's. And we would just stay up all night watching all these videotapes. It was great. The look of excitement on my face, seeing 25 freaking rentals stacked up on our, coffee table. It was like a thing of beauty, just seeing like, we're going to watch all these weird horror movies and science fiction movies and comedies. My dad, he had me listening to the most filthiest comedy imaginable at a young age. And God, I'm so glad he did that. I'm glad I have a crazy sick sense of humor. This film is Serpent and the Rainbow, one of my favorite movies of all time. All time. Creepy. I love the acting in it. I love the setting. I love everything about it. Bill Pullman is great in it. It's that time period. That time period of horror is it's so embedded into my brain and my heart as a horror lover. I think you'll get what I'm saying, those of you that agree. Oh yeah. Another favorite movie of mine, 976 Evil. God, I love this movie. I could watch, like, when a double feature that comes to mind, 976 Evil, Night of the Demons. Those two movies to me can be played back to back for the rest of my life. If I put this one on, I will absolutely follow it with Night of the Demons. It's just this, they're so much alike to me because of the time they came out, and just, it was, to me, one of the greatest times of my life, that era of video stores, having my own bedroom, my own VCR, being able to rent my own videotapes, having horror posters on my wall. It was just one of the greatest times to grow up, to be a young teenager. I would not trade any of it for the world. Popcorn. This is a fun movie, and I love the poster. Love the poster for Popcorn. Just a neat one. I love that crazy image. I should watch that. I haven't watched that in a long time. Night of the Creeps. Classic fun horror movie. Love that movie. Another Jason Takes Manhattan. So that's the same one I got in the other portfolio. So I should sell this to Kevin. He'll buy it. I'm getting a stack of one sheets that I'm going to offer to Kevin. Kevin with the pinball machines and all the masks. He lives right by me. I know he will probably want this one. By the way, follow him. He is one of my good friends. And if you like masks and pinball machines, you will love following his content. Back to the Future, the original one sheet, another gift to my daughter, straight from Frank's collection. I also have part 2 and 3 for her that will need to go in the binders in the portfolio soon, but that kid watches this movie, and I'm not kidding you. My daughter watches this movie every weekend for like the past 2 years. It's crazy. I go, can we watch something else? Nope. I'm like, all right. And it is a movie. That is one of those movies you can watch over and over and over. And every time I do watch this film, I think how blown away I am at the writing. You know, this perfect story they laid out, you know. Every little element about the, you know, just how it all ties in, the past and the future, and then, oh, it's so well done. I mean, that is a movie that stands above a lot, you know. What an incredible film. Conan the Barbarian. What God, my God. This was, growing up, my brother and I were big Conan fans. We were all about action movies too, not just horror. We loved all the Van Damme stuff, all the Schwarzenegger films. Like this, what a time to be a kid growing up, to be able to watch all the Schwarzenegger stuff, you know, one after another after another. Love it, and very grateful to grow up when I did. Chud. Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. That reminds me of the old days of Fangoria. And of course, Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Excellent illustration. I love the artwork for this film. It is so awesome and so iconic. That is a very iconic image when it comes to horror. I think you'll all agree. I guarantee you, way more people recognize that than they do that image. If you covered up the names, you know what I mean? Everybody knows this film. All right, what could be next? What is coming? Demons 2. I actually have Demons 1 downstairs going in a new portfolio. There's another portfolio being filled down there as we speak. But there's the Demons 2 poster. That's a fun movie. I love watching both of those movies. Here's the other Dream Child poster with the white border. Remember the other one was the image bleeds to the outer edge. It doesn't have a border like this. So I don't know which one's, you know, if one's more rare than the next, but this is a rolled one sheet for Dream Child, just like the other one. And then the final poster in here is a cool one. Night Tide, an old Dennis Hopper film. This is an old movie too. When did this come out? 1963. Awesome poster. I love the artwork on here. I was very tempted to frame this for the tiki bar down there for the basement. We will see. That remains to be seen. So that is everything in those two portfolios. We are going to go downstairs. I'm going to talk about a one sheet that's hanging on the wall right now that a lot of people are going nuts over in one of the groups. So let's go downstairs. So to close out this video, this is just a simple video. I mean, I'm just showing you the, you know, posters and those two new binders. Anytime I fill up a new binder or portfolio for the one sheets, I'm going to share it with you guys because I know you like to look at movie posters just as much as I do. Which brings us to the last poster of the evening. Ooh, look at that. That's another favorite there. The last poster of the evening, of course. Wait. Oh, look at that. Man, I love that. So that, the part 1 and 3 are going to be hung up, boom, boom, on each side of this tomorrow. This, my friends, is the one sheet for Evil Dead. However, I've been learning that this is a extremely rare poster. The reason this is so rare, I'm sorry the lighting is so yellow in here. It's so yellow. The walls are yellow. But anyway, this is a beautiful, you know, the color's perfect on this poster. This is a rolled Evil Dead one sheet. Original. It's an original one sheet. Evil Dead. It's not a copy. It's not a reprint. And when I first acquired it, from Frank's collection, my buddy Billy Kirkus, he goes, dude, that's rare. He goes, I've never even seen a rolled Evil Dead 1 sheet. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, you know, not thinking much of it. I have it framed. It's behind museum acrylic, so it blocks out like 97% of UV rays, everything. It's very well protected from light behind that acrylic. More and more that this thing is extremely rare. There may be poster people that jump on in the comments and go, it's no big deal, but in the big poster group on Facebook, guys are telling me that none of them even knew this existed. There's a bunch of folded versions. They're saying the auction houses never even auctioned off a rolled version. Like nobody has even seen one of these. So this is, it's kind of crazy. Just the lighting in here right now is yellow, but man, this thing I am finding out is very, very rare. And I framed it because I love that image. That is such an iconic image from my childhood, opening that Fangoria. And there was like a big, I think it was a black and white spread, maybe, where they showed it on a little angle. It was this artwork where he's got her by the neck, pulling her into the ground, that hand. And it's one of those images I love so much because it brings me back to my childhood. You know, wanting to see the film as a kid after reading about it in Fangoria. This is, to me, one of the best poster designs of all time when it comes to horror movies. Anyway, had to show you this because hopefully somebody out there that watches this movie will go, yeah, I have seen one, or I've got one, or if one ever sold in auction or somewhere you know of, let me know what it's sold for. I'm not interested in selling this. I'm just curious. I'm just curious, you know, what the story is. How many were made? Is it just a weird thing that someone made at the poster factory and said, I'm going to make me a rolled one? I don't know. But it is definitely the real deal. So thank you. This is just a quick video tonight showing you the new, not new, but the posters that are in those two portfolios, because those were empty and they're now filled up and we can now page through them and enjoy them. That's the wonderful thing about these Baroque portfolios. You can actually enjoy your movie poster collection or any poster collection, you know. They're not in tubes anymore, stuffed away in a closet where you never see them for 10 years, you know. So I highly recommend them, and everyone that has one loves it. Unfortunately, they don't ship them to Australia, so a lot of collectors down there were not happy about that. But if you can get your hands on one, I highly recommend it. So thank you. There's going to be more videos coming soon, and Happy New Year once again. All right, good night.